It's a great honor for me to be standing here today on the stage of Brilliant Minds in front of my peers, colleagues, industry leaders, distinguished guests, and welcome you to my hometown, Stockholm. As an actor for the past 20 years, I've had a singular focus. Me. Me. Most important thing has always been my career. Thankfully, my position on this has evolved. I guess I've run out of excuses. I've come to realize that I want to dedicate a much bigger part of my life living up to the idea instilled in me by my Swedish mother that if you don't try to leave the world in a better state than you found it, you're not doing it right. And considering the enormity of problems that we're facing, it's not going to be enough just to be raising awareness about global problems like income inequality, climate change, and our polluted oceans, hoping to get people and countries to change their behavior. I mean, yes, absolutely, we have to do those things. But I'm convinced that we're also going to have to innovate our way out of this mess. And that's why we need the world's best thinkers and problem solvers and creators and entrepreneurs to come together. And to me, that's what Brilliant Minds is all about. I'm proud of the fact that this event is being held here in my home country, Sweden. Even though we're a small country, I believe we've earned the right to speak about innovation and creativity in a credible way. I mean, of course, we have our own issues that we're dealing with. I mean, for example, we're far from unaffected by the global rise of nationalist and neo-fascist movements. But our society is firmly built on the principle that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity, empowering both men and women, giving them equal power to shape society and their lives. And because of our system of free education at every age, access to music and arts, universal health care, maternity and paternity leave, people feel emboldened to take risks professionally. Socially, not so much. Swedes do not like taking social risks. So for you people visiting, I beg you, if you see a Swede standing alone waiting for the bus, do not approach. Absolutely do not speak. They will think you're a fucking serial killer. And if you enter that bus and you find a single Swede sitting in the bus, you need to find the mathematically furthest distance from that Swede and sit down to make that person comfortable. Just trust me on this, okay? And as Swedes, we were very proud when our guest of honor tonight, the great President Barack Obama, highlighted some of these Swedish values at one of his final state dinners at the White House. He spoke about how the Scandinavian countries were punching above their weight in terms of fighting gender and income inequality, corruption, working for sustainability, and protecting the environment. I was fortunate enough to attend this dinner, and I was really excited to meet him. Obama is the only active politician in my lifetime that I've been truly inspired and moved by, the only politician that I've really looked up to. I don't know if any of you know, but I was on a little show called The House of Cards, and thanks. And I'd heard that the President Obama and the First Lady were big fans of the show. So at the reception, when we were all lined up for our presidential handshake and photo op, my mind started wandering a little bit, and I started imagining what it would be like when the time came for me to shake the president's hand. And I started thinking that, maybe I'd say, Mr. President, and then, maybe he would say something like, Governor Conway, and then, maybe we'd both like have a laugh, like, and then we'd have like a cool handshake and like bring it in, and then all of a sudden it was my turn, and the president was standing right there in front of me, and I said, Mr. President, and either he hadn't gotten to my episodes yet. I mean, I didn't come in until episode 7, so it could have been it, or maybe he'd watched my episodes and I'd made zero impression on him because he had no idea who I was. So I said, Mr. President, and then there was an awkward silence, and then I blurted out something like, thanks for everything, and he said something like, slowly but surely, moving forward, can't lose hope, and I was ushered down the line. So that was that. And thanks. What I wanted to say to him at the time, I wanted to thank him for the dignity that he brought to the office, and for always seeming to come from a place of genuine compassion, for showing the power of never losing hope, inspiring optimism when things look dark, what it means to be a global citizen. He showed us that. And for really showing what positive leadership is all about. Thank you.